Commanding General Yohana will be doing the opening of the Feast of Tabernacles in King James Castle. Finally, the truth about King James, a black man who helped to preserve and safeguard the Bible. Live September 29th, 2023. Commanding General Yohana live at King James Castle in Scotland. Come on down and support the ISUPK UK. Lift a glass, come and join the Brotherhood and drink with the ancient as we celebrate and keep the Feast of Tabernacles for our King Yahushua in King James Castle. Bringing his crew of heavy hitters. Commanding General Yohana will put 12 chill General Muhammad scripture breakdown class up against anyone, against any biblical scholar, untested, unchallenged, ISUPK, undefeated. Leviticus chapter 23, the Feast of Tabernacles in a black man's castle, hosted in Scotland, the United Kingdom, UK. Commanding General Yohana will be doing the opening of the Feast of Tabernacles in King James Castle, Thursday, September 28th, Scripture Breakdown class. Friday, September 29th, there will be a King James Castle tour, also a Johnny Walker Distillery tour, and Friday night, the opening of the Feast of Tabernacles. Saturday, September 30th, we will have camp on the streets of England. Sunday, October 1st, the UK Cookout. Monday, October 2nd, the Warwickshire Castle Tour. ISUPK under Commanding General Yohana at King James Castle in England. This is an absolutely monumental, historical event. Wam Yasha'Allah.
Want us to stop. But man, don't we deserve a shot? Don't we deserve a shot to be the Lord's people? Israel, let's do it!
Messed up, no. Bad news, fit to beat your home, nigga. Yeah. Go on, get on that ass real quick one time. 144, baby. Run that shit up, Trey.
They said you get on, you gon' represent. I said, of course. Soon as they crank that beat, I ride that bitch just like a horse. She about to go dumb, yeah, bitch, me whole car. You ain't know they call me Obi-Wan. I go with the force. You gon' ride, yeah, of course. Get it lit up like a torch. You even low on this Lord, so that bitch is either or. Yeah, I know them niggas ain't cut like that. I swear I'm to our core. Wait up, let me make a call right quick. I'ma start another war. I was hurting when she left, but I don't care about any part. I need a Vaseline like my Nina Puffer this bitch like Dylan. They say you get on, you gon' represent. I said of course. Soon as they crank that beat, I read that bitch just like a horse. Yeah, about to go dumb. Yeah, bitch, we whole start. You ain't know they call me Obi-Wan. I come with the force. You gon' ride, yeah, of course. Get it lit up like a torch. Either low or this low. Told that bitches either or. I told you niggas you ain't cut like that. I swear I'm to our car. And I just made the call. We gon' start another war. Yeah.
You're muted. I think you're muted.
God, shalom, ya Bashem Zabata.
God, shalom, ya Bashem Zabata. Live, yeah?
God.
Good to go? God. All right, shalom. This is the ISUPK when the Commanding General Yohana started out at 125th Street, Harlem, New York. You understand? The ISUPK is not affiliated with any other fake Israelite groupment. All right? We stand alone in this truth, holding down this truth in the spirit of Christ and the Most High. All right. We teach that Blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians are the dear children of God, the children of Israel, according to this Bible. All right.
That's
right. Okay. And with that, we're going to go to Isaiah 49 and 5.
Khan. The book of Isaiah, chapter 49 and verse 5.
Yeah, Salakia, let me say this. Salakia, let me say this. We've got classes, you understand, from Monday all the way to Friday, and on Saturday. So we got we have Monday class, which is the
history,
the history class on Monday. Then we got the Brotherhood class, which is today, Tuesday. You understand? Then we got the law class on Wednesday, right? Done by Officer Dungabar. All right. Then we have the scripture breakdown class on Thursday by Captain. Is it Captain Parashia still, or is it Captain?
Usually 5,000
Khan on the Thursday, Captain of 5,000 Karafia doing the scripture breakdown class, man. All right. What else we got? That's the and the Friday class we got the Lashawan Kodash done by Officer Ra'aban himself. You understand? Okay. And then we got the On the Ends radio show. All right, hosted by Officer Karafia, Officer Dungabar, etc. Man. All right, so look out for that. All that is from 7 p.m. till 9. The radio show is from 9 till 9 till late, man. All right, so look out for that. All right, so without further ado, if you could get back into it now.
Khan, book of Isaiah, chapter 49 and verse 5. And now, saith the Lord, that formed me from the womb to be his servant, to bring Jacob again to him.
So you understand, the Lord formed us. Us men that we see in the ISUPK today on the Commanding General Yohana. All right, we've been bringing this truth out since 1969. You understand, in these last days to wake up again, Black people, Hispanics, and Native Indian people. You understand, those that were sold into slavery, those that went onto the on the cargo slave ship, those that Columbus conquered in the and named their land the so-called New World, man. You understand, all right? That the New World Order, meaning white supremacy. You understand, Christianity. They set up their government under Christianity and white supremacy, man, which is white supremacy. You understand? And they conquered our people and took over. All right. They took us and they put us in cargo slave ships and they brought us into the Western Hemisphere to serve as slaves on the plantation. Right? We are the children of Israel according to this Bible. You understand? The Bible foretold that we would go into these conditions if we did not keep the laws, statutes, and commandments of our God. All right. That's what happened to us because we did not keep and obey these words, man. All right. Very imperative to our lives. All right. Read on. Read that again, Baba Kasha.
And now, saith the Lord, that formed me from the womb to be his servant, to bring Jacob again to him.
So that's the job of the men in the ISUPK today. This is the job of blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians, man. You understand? Prior to you, outside of your 9 to 5, you understand? It's outside of our slavery, right? Our working from 9 to 5 for under the hands of these oppressors. Aside from that, we've got the work of the Lord to do, man. All right. This is the work of the Lord. By bringing, we got to labor to bring Jacob again to the Most High, to bring blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians back to their former memory, back to their former memory of who we were before colonization, of who we were before slavery, of who we were before we ran down into the land that they call Africa today. All right, before we ran from Jerusalem into Africa. All right, because they always stop our history in Africa. Africans sold Africans. We ran from Jerusalem into Africa. We are not Africans. All right. So this is what they do with us, man. They confuse us, you understand, and they try to, manipulate our minds, man. All right. Use reverse psychology on us and keep us in captivity. But read on. Our job is to bring Jacob again to the Lord. That's you, black man. You, Hispanic and Native Indian man. That you're the children of the Lord, man. You're the Israelites that the Bible speaks of. And our job is to bring you again, meaning we got to teach you this, the word of the Lord, all over again. You had 400 years, the oppressors have had 400 years of head start, you understand, of erasing the memory of who we are from our minds. Now we're known as Hispanics, blacks, Afro-Caribbean, West Indian. You understand? These are directions and slavery names, man. Right? These are names of our oppressors that our oppressors put upon us, man. You understand? Puerto Rican, rich port, because the place was rich. Now you're named after the place that the oppressors deemed fit, that was rich for our people, getting them gold and so on and so forth. Minerals, all that out there, you understand? Well, read on.
Though Israel be not gathered.
The Lord wants the 12 tribes of the nation of Israel back unto himself. All right? That's what the Lord wants. The Lord don't want the other nations that did not belong to him in the first place. The Lord wants blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians unto himself. The Lord wants the nations, the northern kingdom and the southern kingdom back to himself. All right, which makes up the 12 lost tribes of the children of Israel, which are blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians today. All right, read on.
Though Israel be not gathered, yet shall I be glorious in the eyes of the Lord.
Right, Israelites are not gathered yet, man. That's our job in the ISUPK under Commanding General Yohana, man.
That's right.
That's what we're doing today. These are the last days where the Israelites have been sold into slavery. All right, they've been under Christianity. Now joining this, they've been under Islam, the sub-Saharan slave trade. You understand, the transatlantic slave trade, that's Christianity. We were subdued under those philosophies, man. All right, and then Egyptologists and all this other garbage stuff that we follow. You understand, because we got no sense of direction. Leaders amongst us, people amongst us have risen up and they're following other philosophies, and they will draw you to follow those other philosophies because you don't know your way. You understand? So because we got nothing to follow, guess what? We end up following them, and they don't know what. That's the blind leading the blind, and they both shall fall into a pit. And that pit is where we're at today. If you follow the Egyptology, that they read from the Egyptian Book of the Dead. They call it that Egyptian Book of the Dead. Tells you right there what it's about. Dead. Our Bible talks about we worship the God of the living, not the God of the dead. You understand? So if you follow that, you fall into a pit of darkness, and there's no way. You understand? There's unless the Lord raise up a prophet, you ain't gonna know which way to come back to, man. You understand? But you're seeing it today in the ISUPK, man. All right, read on.
And my God shall be my strength.
And the Most High is going to help us gather the 12 tribes, going to bring that knowledge back and that remembrance back to Black people, back to Hispanics and Native Indian people of who we were prior to Columbus colonizing us. You understand? Prior to the oppressors taking us in shackles and chains, man. Prior to being in Africa, where the Africans rounded us up and sold us, because we was in Africa as refugees, running from Roman persecution from Jerusalem in 70 AD, man. And we ended up in Africa on the West Coast, all over Africa, man. All right. But they didn't sell slaves just from Africa alone. Slaves came from all over the earth, man. You understand? Slaves came from England. You understand where they took our people and sent them back. Black people was in Europe, man, and they sent them back to the Caribbean, sent some to the Caribbean and so on and so forth. All right. This is what they've done with the Israelites. All right, with the sons of Jacob. All right, the sons and daughters of Jacob. But read on.
And he said, it is a light thing that thou shouldest be my servant to raise up the tribes of Jacob.
So we ain't raising up no Christians. We trying to get you out of Christianity, because Christianity is white supremacy, man. Christianity make you hate your black skin and love the oppressors, man. You understand? Christianity will have you hugging, you understand, the oppressors for shooting you down. All right? That's what Christianity will do to the minds of our people. You understand? We don't gravitate to no Christianity, man. Christianity is against God, man. You understand? Christianity is against the Most High, and the Christianity is against the children of God, which are blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians. All right? Christianity makes the black man soft. The Lord don't want the black man to be soft, man. You understand? The Lord wants the black man to be militant. All right? Learn how to defend his nation from the oppressors. That's what the Lord wants. And Christianity teaches the total opposite, how to be a good slave, man. Read on.
And to restore the preserved of Israel.
The Lord wants blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians, which are the Israelites that the Bible speaks of, to be restored. You understand? They destroyed the minds of our people. They had 400 years head start to do that, man. 400 years to program us. You understand? They had the chains on us, and then they program us a certain way. They take the chains off. See what we're gonna do. See how we behave with the chains off. See how we behave with the muzzles off. You understand? This is what they did. And then what happened after a while? You ain't running away. You stopped running away, and they fully took the chains off, man, because they know what they've done is worked. They know that Christianity, what they've embedded in the minds of our people, that 666, their philosophy, you understand, which is the mark of the beast that the Bible speaks of. They know that that's in full effect, man. When you're hugging your oppressors for killing your son or your daughter or your people, you understand, when you are forgiving them and hugging them, you got white supremacy on your brain, man. You've got the mark of the beast in your mind. You understand? The fear of the oppressors making you hug the oppressors, man. We got Stockholm syndrome, man. You understand? When you're hugging your oppressors for killing your people, man, if your people did anything like that to you or something even smaller, you don't even want to forgive your own people, man. But you'll forgive the oppressors, and you'll love the ways of the oppressors, you understand, and forgive them. But yet, we can't forgive our own people. Something is wrong with that mindset, man. All right, read on.
I will also give thee for a light to the Gentiles.
And that Gentiles talking about the northern kingdom of Israel. You have the southern kingdom, you understand. Nobody wants to talk about this, man. And you have the northern kingdom, which was taking out taken out of the homeland, man. All right, taken out from the land of Samaria by the king of Assyria, by the Assyrians, man. All right, and they did not go back to that land, and they became known as what? Gentiles, in a state of mind. They're physically their blood runs, the blood that runs through their vein is the children of Jacob. You understand? Reuben, Simeon, Levi. You understand? Not Levi. Reuben, Simeon, Manasseh, Ephraim. You understand? Naphtali, Gad, Asher. Those are the northern tribes, man. Those are known as Gentiles later on. You understand? Those are known as Gentiles after they were taken by the king of Assyria out of their land. They never returned back to Jerusalem. They came over into the Western Hemisphere, what's known today as America, man. That's where Columbus came and conquered them up. You understand? That's the northern tribe of Israel, man. All right. So read that again, that bit. Okay.
Another one, come. And to restore the preserved of Israel, I will also give thee for a light to the Gentiles.
That's the northern kingdom, man. The southern kingdom is a light unto the Gentiles. The southern kingdom is a light to the northern tribes of Israel, man, which became Gentiles in the state of mind and lost their heritage, man. All right, they were scattered abroad. It's not talking about light to the Greeks. It's not talking about giving us as a light to the Chinese. It's not talking about giving us a light to the Africans. It's not talking about giving us a light to the Arabs. That's not what it's talking about. Those other nations have got their own culture and what they worship. They worship idols, wood, stone, rocks, the stars, the sun, and the moon. That's their God. All right. This Gentile in this context is talking about the Israelites, the northern tribe, man, and those that were casted off from the commonwealth of Israel. You understand? Read on.
That thou mayest be my salvation unto the end of the earth.
Right, now we got to go to the end of the earth and we got to gather Jacob, man. All right, we got to gather the 12 tribes of the children of Israel. These are the last days. And the Lord wants Jacob again to him. Didn't say go to the Greeks, meaning the Greco-Romans. Didn't say go to them. Didn't say go to the Arabs. Said to gather Israel, though Israel be not gathered, man. And I will give you as a light to the Gentiles, meaning those that are scattered abroad, the Israelites that are scattered abroad, man. You understand? The Israelite that was kicked out was casted off because they like, if you made an oath with the Lord and you didn't keep it, you was kicked out of your land, man. So when Christ came, Christ died on the cross for those people to come back, man. They were no longer known as Israelites, but now they are. Now they can come back home. And read on.
Thus saith the Lord, the Redeemer of Israel and his Holy One.
Redeemer of who?
The Redeemer of Israel.
That the Lord is redeeming Israel, man. Right. The Lord is redeeming us. Salvation is for the 12 lost tribes of the children of Israel, blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians today. That's who salvation is for, man. The Redeemer of Israel. That's who it is. We became Gentiles. You can read what's that's in Acts, not Acts, Corinthians, man. You knew that you were Corinthians 12 and 2, right? You knew that you were in time past Gentiles, led away, were led astray to be Gentiles, but we're not physically bloodline Gentiles, man. We're the Israelites by blood, and we became Gentile in the state of mind, man. You amongst these heathens eating pork, shrimp, crabs, and doing what you want. You understand? You're a Gentile in the mindset, but your blood is of Jacob's descendants, Jacob's children. That's the difference, man. Read on.
The Holy One. To him whom man despiseth, to him whom the nation abhorreth.
And the what abhor?
Whom the nation abhorreth.
These heathens hate the Lord. Why is the Lord going to save them? And save them from what, man? Save them from what? To be salvation. Salvation is to be saved, right? Who needs saving? Blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians. We need saving out of the hands of all these oppressors that's surrounding us and are abusing us, using us and destroying us, man. We need saving from them. These heathens don't need saving, and they hate the Lord. And if God died for everybody, but John 3:6, for God so loved the world, and taken out of context, right? But for God so loved the world, why would they kill Christ, man? Christ loved everybody. Why did they kill him? Why would they kill him? You understand? If Christ was around today, Christ would be in the Americas. So-called Negro in America is the tribe of Judah, man. The real black Negroes in America today, they're the tribe of Judah. Christ was a so-called Negro. Christ was a black man from the tribe of Judah. You understand? Christ was around today, they would hate Christ just the same as they hate us, man. All right? As they hate our people. Reader.
Us to a servant of rulers.
Sorry, where you up to, Lucky?
I'm in verse 7.
That's it or not? 7. Read the last bit again, though. Just catch up on the last one.
Thus saith the Lord, the Redeemer of Israel and his Holy One.
Right. That's the God we serve. The God of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. You understand? Here in the ISUPK on the Commanding General Yohana, that's the God of Israel. You understand? The God of blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians, man. He's going to redeem us out of the hands of these oppressors. He's just like how he saved our people in our forefathers in ancient time in Egypt, when he delivered us, our forefathers, out of the hands of Pharaoh, out of the land of Egypt. You understand? From under their oppression. It's the same way that the Lord's going to deliver us in this time out of the hands of the Caucasians, out of the hands of these oppressors, man. That's what he's going to do. You understand? That's what he's going to do. Just like he did in ancient time with the Egyptians, he's going to do the same thing here in the Western Hemisphere, away from these oppressors, and save us out of their hands. Because we need saving from them, man. Reader. That's it, Salatia, that's it. All right, get me Lamentations 4. Lamentations 4 and 17, Baba Bishop, and then 5 and 1.
New Testament. It's like, what was it again? Lamentations 4 and 17.
Yeah.
Book of Lamentations, chapter 4 and verse 17. As for us, our eyes as yet failed for our vain help.
Because what we do when we trust in the other nations is vain for us. They will never help us, man. You understand? We look to them for help or support or whatever the case is. That will never happen, man. It's vain, because they're not gonna. Then our best interest is not gonna be in their heart, man. Not gonna be in their mind, man. You understand? So if we're looking for them to help us in any way, shape, or form, it's not. We better look again, man. We better think again, because our interest is not in their mind, man. All right. Our demise is, though. Every day they think of ways how to destroy the so-called black race, man. So-called Negroes, man. Right? Read on.
In our watching, we have watched for a nation that could not save us.
And we've been watching in this Western Hemisphere for a nation that can't help us, can't do nothing for us, man. Same with our forefathers in Egypt, in ancient Egypt. You understand? Our forefathers trusted in Pharaoh. You understand? They trusted in oppression, man. They wanted to go back to, after the Lord delivered us out of Egypt, some of them wanted to go back into Egypt, man. That's how much they trusted Pharaoh, man. They said it was better for us to be in Egypt, even though it was in slavery, man. You understand? Because they didn't know what it was like to be free. And just like that today, we want to side with these oppressors and be right up under them. Why? Because we don't know what it's like to be free, man. We just want to please these oppressors just to, save our lives, or to gain, you understand, money, house, whatever it is, car, a better life. We want to please these oppressors just to have these the necessities of life, man. We should be having that anyway without pleasing anyone, any oppressor, shall I say. We should have that anyway. We please the Most High, we will have it all, man, and more on top. You understand? If we please the Lord by keeping these laws, statutes, and commandments, we will have all of that, man. So we don't have to envy these oppressors, man. We don't have to, you understand? What does it say? As for us, our eyes fail for our vain help. We don't have to have no vain, look for no vain help for no other nations, man. If we serve our God. Read on.
Verse 18. They hunt our steps that we cannot go in our streets.
That's what these oppressors do, man. We trusting in them and they hunt in our steps. That's why we can't trust them. Because they hunt our steps. We in the streets, we can't go, man. Police are pulling you over, searching you, right? But they don't search the other nations. Right? Remember back in the days, they still do it now. But because we've been diminished amongst them, they disseminated us, they gentrified our neighborhood now. You look in the black neighborhood, there's our people are not the one of few far between now. And we used to have our own culture and our own, you know, what do you call it? Our culture, man. Our people was together, communities. You understand? We used to have all that in Handworth, Newtown, Mossad. You understand? Brixton, Lewisham. You understand? Catford. We had all that, man. We had the black community, our own community. We called it what they call it, the Caribbean community. We had our own, man. And now we ain't got that no more. All nations, other people have come in and have taken that up now. Because these heathens have allowed them to come in to gentrify us, man. They did that on purpose. All a design and a plot and a scheme to bring us down and to destroy our race. You understand? To windrush our people back home, etc. This is what the heathens do, man. This is what these oppressors do, because they hate us, man. And now it's time for us to get our minds right, man. All right? Time for us to not put our trust in these heathens and these oppressors no more, man. All right? Read on.
Another one, Khan. Our end is near. Our days are fulfilled. For our end is come.
Right.
Read on.
Yeah, Khan, it's lucky. Read on, read on.
Our persecutors are swifter than the eagle of the heaven.
There you go, man. These persecutors are swifter than the eagle of the heaven. Eagle is a bird of prey. And these persecutors are just like the eagle, man. They are preying upon blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians. They are a bird of prey. And if you look upon their symbol, their emblem, it's an eagle. You understand? On all these Caucasian empires, all of them have been the eagle. All right? You look upon that, they've all been the eagle. America is the same today. They've kept the eagle. You understand? The Greeks was the eagle. Why? Because they're preying upon blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians. They prey upon our people. All right. Is that 17 done, yeah?
Can't. Oh, yeah, can't.
Done. Past it, yeah, Swift. Right. Past it. Go jump to 5 and 1, Baba Kashar now.
Book of Lamentations, chapter 5, verse 1. Remember, O Lord, what is come upon us. Consider.
We want the Most High to remember what before us, man. What happened to us? What happened to blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians? Don't forget slavery, black man. Don't forget what these oppressors have done to us, man. The Lord, we want the Lord to remember this, man. You understand? All right, read on.
Consider and behold our reproach. Verse 2. Our inheritance is turned to strangers.
We had the black community, man. We had our own culture in Manchester, Mossad, you understand, Longside, Old Trafford. You understand, these places, we had our culture here. You understand? This is where the bull rings was, man. It's where black people resided. And they jammed us up in the bull rings, hoping that we'll kill each other off, man. All right, and then stuffed the bull rings with crack cocaine and guns, man. All right, that's what they did. These oppressors are the wicked that the Bible speaks of. And you had Andrew, Newtown, Brixton, Lewisham, Catford, same thing, man. They gentrified our neighborhood, man, and then let the heathens in to set up corner shops and superstores around us and to take our money. So now we got to go to them to pay them for goods, man. And we had our own shops. And you know what they did? They brought it down low, man. They run our neighborhood down so the houses was cheap. And then they had these heathens, because these were the schemes that they plotted against us. All right, they run our neighborhoods down. They gave us the guns and the cracks and all that crap to run our neighborhood into ruin, man. Run our nation, run our household into ruin, man. All right. Our people are on crack, taking crack cocaine and so on and so forth now. All right. All drugs, smoking weed and all that stuff, man. And that destroyed our nation, our nation, man. All right. Miseducation. All right. The Christian church destroyed our nation, destroyed the blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians culture, man. That's what they did. Read that bit again.
Our inheritance is turned to strangers.
Now the heathens are enjoying Lewisham, man, Catford, man, Brixton, man. Now the heathens, the other nations, are running the place, man. Now Moss Side, Hume, Old Trafford, Longside. Now the heathens are running these places, the other nations, man. Africans, the Arabs, Somalians, the Africans as well, right? Every other nation has a community in this place or in these places apart from us. So what is happening, or what has happened? How did it become like this, man? It's called gentrification, man. Our places have turned over into houses. Our inheritance is turned into strangers. Our houses to aliens, other nations, man. Strangers, man. Aliens, other nations. You understand? Not someone from outer space, not green Martians. It's turned to the Somalians. They're running Mossad now. It's turned to the Asians. It's turned to the Africans. It's turned to all these up in the Polish and all of them, man. That's who it's turned to now. So now they set up their own communities in these places where we resided. But then we haven't got a community anymore in these places, man. Why is that? Why is there an attack just on the so-called Negroes, man? And our Northern Kingdom brothers as well, man. Right? Hispanics and Native Indians. Why is there only an attack on us in the whole earth rather than everyone else? Why is there no that God so loved the world? How come this attack or these atrocities, how come it's only us that get the blunt of these attacks and these the worst cases, the worst places? If I join with heathens and we all get arrested, I get more time. Black people get more time. Hispanics will get more time. You understand? They'll have less leniency on us. Why is that? Because we're the children of God. We're the Israelites that the Bible speaks of. We're the people of this book, man. This is why. You understand? And the heathens don't want us to know this while they're destroying us.
Right.
Why? Meanwhile, they're gentrifying us, man. But they're breaking us down, man. And they're all in agreement with this, man. Psalms 83 will tell you all of them are in agreement to destroy us. But we're going to get what the Bible says for us to do. We got to do something in order for this not to take place, and in order for this not to happen to us, man. And for us to get back what belongs to us in the first place. All right, that's why we're going to get the kingdom of heaven, and they not getting it, man. Don't tell me about no John 3:16 if you don't understand John 3:16, man. Read on.
We are orphans and fatherless.
And we're orphans and we're fatherless, man. Our dad, you know, most of our dads are selling drugs, get locked up, or they get killed. They put the guns and the drugs in our neighborhood so we can fall, man. You know, that's the nets and traps that they set up for us to fail in, right? You can't get no jobs, right? You can't get no work, etc. And then you turn to guns and drugs, man. Now it's a pandemic in and amongst your people. Now it's a pandemic, man. Now we're destroyed from the guns and the drugs, man. Now we're destroyed, man, as a nation and as a race. Now we're wiping ourselves out with it. It came from the oppressors, man, because we don't make drugs or guns, man. So they are the plot to destroy us with this thing. You understand? Many different ways. There's other things they do, man. Read on.
Our mothers are as widows.
And read that, Salakia. Read that bit before that again. Just
verse 3. We are orphans and fatherless.
Orphans and fatherless. Because they throw us in jail. They throw the black man in jail, man. All right, have the black man kill the black man, man. So that one ends up under the ground. The other one ends up in jail. Or his life just messed up anyway. You understand? Destroyed for a lack of knowledge, or the lack of the Most High's knowledge, man. Lack of knowledge of who he is. Lack of knowledge of what the Lord requires of him, man. Him or her. And our women are left widowed, looking after these children, can't handle these boys, because a boy's going to grow up and want to be a man one day, and she don't know how to be a man. You cannot be a father and a mother at the same time. No woman can be a father and mother at the same time. All right, that's garbage. That's what's that called? Help me out with that one. When you're trying to be a mom and dad at the same time, what the foolishness is that? What they're pushing? What these women?
Independent.
No. These women are like these lesbian type of butch. There's a name. There's a name for them, man.
Transsexual.
Well, all of that. That's not the term I'm looking for, but yeah, comes under that. All right, these women that say they are the father and the mother. What's the bloody mindset of that?
Jezebel?
No. Not that one, no. But go on. Let's read on. It's all right.
Our mothers are as widows.
Right, they're as widows, man. They're fatherless. The black man's not in the house, man. The black man's in jail or he's under the ground pushing up daisies, man. You understand? Or just in a madhouse somewhere. All right? Because that's how they want our nation to be, is destroyed. Destroyed, man. And then the few black men that are walking around, they're not strong enough to have our nation in order. All right? They're living lawless. And we can't have a nation when we live lawless. Again, they living off the back of what they see their fathers did in selling drugs and being whoremongers and being Christians and all of that. That's destroyed us. That's destroyed us, man. You understand? Read on.
We have drunken our water for money. Our wood is sold unto us. Our necks under persecution, we labor and have no rest.
Right, we labor and have no rest, man. That 9 to 5, and after that 9 to 5, now you got to go to the other job, man. You got to leave that one job and go to a next job, man, just to keep the rent and your light on and the gas. You know what I'm saying? Just to do those things, man. And we labor and we have no rest. We can't get no rest in this Western Hemisphere, man. We can't get no rest in this place from under these oppressors, man. No wonder our people are smoking weed till their eyeballs fall out, man. Because it's oppression and depression, man. You understand? We ain't supposed to smoke, man. But oppression and depression will make you do anything, you understand, just to get away from the wickedness of these oppressors, man, and how they treat us. All right. Read on.
Verse 6.
Yeah.
We have given the hand to the Egyptians and to the Assyrians.
That's what our people have done, given their hands, working, right? Giving our hands to the Egyptians. Now, these modern day Egyptians, these oppressors today, man, giving our hands to this oppressor today in terms of working our backbone off, man, working our backside off, man, giving our hands to these oppressors. You understand? Pledge allegiance to these oppressors, accepted these wicked people's ways, man. All right? That's what the Bible's talking about, man. We want to follow them and lean to them. That's what I read before, man, that as for us, our eyes as yet fail for our vain help. They cannot help us, man. They cannot help us one bit. How are they going to help us back on top when our glory is to their shame, man? Our being on top means they're going to be at the bottom, and they know that, because we can't both be on the same level or on top, man. We can't both be in the same position in the earth. Someone has to be at the top, and someone has to be at the bottom, and someone has to be in the middle. That's how it works. And they know that, and they understand that. And they forever want us at the bottom. But the Most High God, he wants us at the top. That's where the Lord wants us. Read on.
And to the Assyrians to be satisfied with bread.
And we working just to pay the bills, man, to keep the light on, the gas on, food, rent. That's a big one. Rent, man. Just to keep a roof over our heads. That's what we're working for. We don't own nothing. Don't own anything in this place, in the Western Hemisphere. We don't own anything. All right. We just working to keep these bills on, to keep the light on, the gas on, keep a roof over our heads, man. Read on.
Our fathers have sinned and are not, and we have borne their iniquities.
Our fathers have done wickedly. They've followed the ways of the heathens instead of serving the Lord our God, and then now they've died and passed away, and we borne their iniquities, meaning what sin they ended up doing. Guess what we followed, man? The sins that they ended up doing. All right, because that's what they taught us. When they stopped keeping the laws of the Lord and started to worship idols and follow other nations, then guess what we're going to do later on? Follow other nations, man. That's why the oppressors would kill our people when they rise up to speak the truth, and so on and so forth. They want to destroy it, and they want to silence the truth, because we're going to teach to elevate the minds of our people. We're going to teach to wake our brothers and sisters up out of the dirt, out of the slump, out of the lies, out of the philosophies, man, out of darkness and into the marvelous light of the Most High God. And they don't like that. You understand? Read on.
Verse 8. Servants have ruled over us.
What are these heathens meant to be to us?
Servants have ruled over us.
They ain't supposed to be on top of us, man. We're supposed to be on top of every single nation on the face of the earth. But these servants, these heathens, these other nations are now ruling over us. And they keep us sinning. They love when we sin, because then they can continue to rule and look at us and laugh and mock us. This is what they do. Servants rule over us because they can come in our neighborhood, in Answorth, in Newtown, in Catford, and Lewisham, Mossad, and Hume, and Manchester, etc. Understand, alongside, and they can take over, and they can rule over us, and they can set up their shops, and we got to go to them. You understand? Put our money into them, in their shops, and they send their children to university to become lawyers and barristers and whatever, all those things over us. That's what we're doing right now. All right. Now imagine 400 years of slavery, man. 400 and then some years of slavery, and then no reparations, not even an apology for enslaving our people. And on top of that, we got to work 9 to 5 and more just to pay the rent or just to keep the light on, and so on and so forth. And on top of that, we got to pay taxes out of that same money, man, to the oppressors. That's called tributary. Now we are tributaries unto the oppressors now. We got to, everything we earn, we got to pay 20% tax to these oppressors, man. On top of our forefathers doing 400 years, man, of free labor. Which should show you that we're still in slavery to this day under these oppressors, man. We're still in captivity, man. We're not free to do what we want. We're not free to serve our God. We're not free right now, you understand, to have our own land, our own textile, our own schools, our own hospitals, you understand, our own place of worship and worshiping the God of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob without fearing these oppressors. You understand? That's how we know Christianity is nothing but white supremacy.
Right.
Because when we was in ancient Egypt, Pharaoh didn't want to let us go. Pharaoh did not want to let us go so we can serve our God, man. Whatever Pharaoh had going on is for us to serve his dead gods in Egypt, man. His dead ancestors in Egypt. That's what they wanted us to serve in Egypt. But do you think this oppressor is doing the same today? The exact same thing, man. He don't want us to worship our God. He wants us to do Christianity, man. Shave your face bald. Our God said you have to have a beard on your face, man. As a man, a beard is a badge of manly dignity, man. All right, a beard on your face is a badge of manly dignity, man. It's an honor to have a beard as a black man and as a man. You understand? But these heathens want us to be smooth shaven face like boys, man. That's a slave mentality of this place. Read on.
Khan. Servants have ruled over us. There is none that doth deliver us out of their hand.
Who help black people, man? Who help us out of their hands? Who speaks up for us when we get shot down like dogs in the streets by their police force? But while they enforce police brutality on our people, man. George Floyd, Mark Duggan, Tamir Rice, Eric Gardner, Philando Castile. You understand? Dijon Reed. Who stand up for us? Who speaks for us, man? Understand that we're the people of this book. And until we stand up for ourselves, you understand, so they can respect us, they ain't going to respect us otherwise, man. And that's what you see the men doing in the ISUPK, man. All right? We don't bow down to no heathens, nor their customs, man. We keep our culture, which is found in the Holy Bible. We keep the culture of the Most High God, man. Now imagine the oppressors got the same book, but you see us moving a special way, a particular way. The way we're moving is the way the Bible tells you to move, how the Bible tells you to dress, and how the Bible tells us to be. That's the way we're moving, man. Now, when you look at the oppressors, they got our book in their hands, but they ain't moving like that, man. Why? Because they ain't the people of this book, man. They just got our book in their hands, man. All right? This is a blueprint of how we're supposed to live in the earth. Read on. In fact, I can drop that. Let's go to, let's see. Jump. Yeah, jump from to 14 and then just read down to 22.
Lamentations 5 and verse 14. The elders have ceased from the gate, the young men from their music.
All right, there we go, man. We don't sing joyful songs no more. You understand? I'm not talking about what, these people up in this, rap, and I'm not talking about rap and all that stuff. We cease from singing to the Lord, man. Joyful noise unto the Most High. We cease from that. We cease from talking about how the Lord triumphed over our enemies, man. We cease from singing that the Lord destroyed our enemies and delivered us out of their hands. We cease from that. You understand? That's what we see from read on.
Another one, Quran. The joy of our heart is ceased. Our dance is turned into mourning.
We're weeping now. Our dance is turned into mourning, man. We're mourning now.
The crown is
read on. Yeah.
The crown is fallen from our head. Woe unto us that we have sinned.
The what?
The crown is fallen from our head.
Our honor and our glory, man, and our kingship. And we were priests and prophets on this earth, man. And that fell from our heads. We now we what? Strung out in the streets, man. Strung out on drugs, man. You understand? We're, the other nations looking down at us, man. Servants are looking down at the masters, man. That's what you find in these last days. These are the nations that meant to be serving us. They're looking down at us and we're serving them. But the table is going to turn, man. And they're working hard. They're paying billions to keep this on a shush, on a hush down, man. You understand? Destroying everything, the ozone layer, our food, etc., man. Trying to destroy us. But the Lord will not let that happen. Read on.
Woe unto us that we have sinned.
It's because, and why are they ruling over? How are they ruling over us? And why are they ruling over us? Read that again.
Woe unto us that we have sinned.
Because we've sinned against our God, man. Instead of having brotherly love, we're hating each other, man. Instead of loving our neighbor as we love ourselves, we're turning our love to the oppressors that's oppressing us. They're not our neighbor according to the context of that in the Bible. Our neighbors, blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians. We need to turn our love to blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians, which are the children of God in this Bible, man. The heathens have got enough love. They got love. They got brotherhood amongst themselves, man. Africans stick with the Africans, man. All right? The Caucasians stick with the Caucasians, man. The Arabs stick with the Arabs. The Chinese stick with the Chinese, man. All right? All nations stick with their own people, apart from us. Because we were taught to love everybody. And while we were taught that, we had chains on our necks. While we was taught that, we was hung up on trees, man. While we were taught to love everybody, God loves everybody, and we need to love everybody. We were burnt at the stake. This is what they did. While they taught us to love everybody, they were raping our women. And our children, they fed to alligators, gator bait. While they taught us to love everyone, while they gave us Christianity, they was persecuting the hell out of us, man. They're persecuting blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians while they taught us to love everybody. Something's wrong. Something's wrong, man. All right? While they taught us to turn the other cheek, they were brutalizing us, man. The Bible tells us never trust our enemies. That's what the Bible says.
That's right.
And we need to obey God and not the oppressors, man. The oppressor don't want good for us, man. Read on. Yeah, to 22.
Another one, verse 17. For this our heart is faint. For these things our eyes are dim. Because the mountain of Zion, which is desolate, the foxes walk upon it.
These heathens are walking all over us, man. I'm talking about a fox, a literal animal. These heathens are like foxes, man. They hunt us, man. We're like prey to them. All right. Our what? Foxes walk upon it. Our what?
Because because of the mountain of Zion, which is desolate, the foxes walk upon it.
Right. Our nation is desolate right now. We've and we, you know, our people don't know which way to turn, man. Who to turn to. You understand? We've had false leaders telling us the wrong things, man. Martin Luther King trying to tell us to join with the oppressors, and that's been nothing but death and destruction to our nation. Our economy is gone. Our businesses is gone. Our schools, hospitals, all the things we owned once upon a time is gone, man. Because of that so-called dream of his. Destroyed us, man. And a lot of us can't even see it to this day. You understand the destruction that speech made. Then he realized, and he said, I'm afraid I have integrated my people into a burning house. But then it was too late. Because once you get black people on something, once you get the Israelites on something, we all over it, man. You understand? Until a righteous leader comes along, man, which you find in the ISUPK today since 1969, man, Commanding General Yohana, man. You understand? Until a righteous leader comes along that's showing our people the right way to go, man. All right? And the raising up blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indian, raising up strong men, man. All right? Raising up righteous sisters, man. Decent women. You understand? Taking them out of the world, away from all this madness and all this destruction and chaos. You understand? And cleaning our people up, taking off drugs. Now, I've never taken drugs, but I'm just saying, some of our people that, you understand, whatever conditions we're in, man. All right? We've been in conditions. We're all coming from different walks of life. And we've all had different things thrown at us, man. You understand? Different things in this world thrown at us, man. All right? And now we're coming out of it, man. Most High in Christ, man. All right? And we're going to raise our children right in these last days, man. Read on.
Verse 19. Thou, O Lord, remainest forever, thy throne from generation to generation. Your audio is it's like I said, you want to jump off and rejoin, your audio is going for me.
Did I jump out of it?
Oh, you duck.
Then chat. Hold on.
Okay. I'll read that from verse 19. Thou, O Lord, remainest forever, thy throne from generation to generation. So although blacks, Hispanics, Native Indians, although we're in this state, we have a God that reigns forever. He remains forever. His throne is from generation to generation. Although we're in this state being ruled by our oppressors, we have a God.
That's right, man. We have a God. We got our own God, man. Why do we need a rock that can't do nothing? We need to go to Mecca to circle some rock 7 times, and that rock cannot do a thing for us, man.
Mm-hmm.
You understand? Being a Christian church all these years since slavery days, that's all they gave us was Christianity. And it hasn't done nothing for black people, Hispanics, and Native Indians. Nothing for us, man. Right? And now is the time to come out of her, my people. Come out the Christian church, man. Come out the Muslim mosque. If you black Hispanics and Native Indians, let them have their gods. Let them have their idols, man. Let them worship their wood and their stone and the moon and the sun. Let them do that, man. And you come and worship the God of our fathers, the God of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, man. You come and worship the black man's God, man. The God that looks just like our forefathers, man. The God of our forefathers.
Right.
Right? That's what we need to do. Let them alone with their idols. Leave them alone, man. Let's come home, man. We got a nation to protect. We got our own nation to build back up and protect, man. That's what we need to do. Read on.
Wherefore dost thou forget us forever and forsake us so long a time?
Now, we've been forsaken for a while, man, but it ain't going to be forever, though. Seems like a long time. Seems like forever to us. We've been waiting for a long time, but the Lord moves on his own time. And he's moving in this time right now, man. You see him moving now in the ISUPK, man. He's been moving since 1969 under Commanding General Yohana, man.
That's right.
That's what we need to understand, man. The Spirit of the Lord is right back in the earth today in the ISUPK. All right. Read on.
Turn thou us unto thee, O Lord, and we shall be turned. Renew our days as of old.
Read that again. Read that again.
Turn thou us unto thee, O Lord.
Turn us unto you, O Lord. That's where blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians are now. We need to be turned unto the Lord.
Right.
You understand? Turn us unto thee, O Lord. This is where we are now, man. This is a tipping point for the oppressors. This is a turning point for blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians, man.
Right.
You understand? And the only way, we're already at the bottom, right? We're already at the, getting all the crap, you know what I mean? All the crap landing on us. The only way is up now, man. The only way is up. You understand? You come and serve your God with your brothers, man. All right? And our brotherhood. We break bread together. You understand? And we grow in the spirit of this truth together, man. And we build together, man. And we stay together. You understand? We raise our families together. All right? That's what we need to do, man. And stick together. Read on.
Turn thou us unto thee, O Lord, and we shall be turned.
And we shall be turned. Shall, man. We're going to be turned, man. Whether you like it or not. You can be stiff-necked. You can be the stiffest neck as you want. You're going to die with your damn stiff neck. Don't be that stupid brother that dies or sister that die with a stiff neck, man. All right? Don't be that idiot, that fool that's going to die with a stiff neck, man. Be humble in our spirit. You understand? And you come and join your brothers, man. All right? Read on.
And we shall be turned. Renew our days as of old.
Right. Restore us, man. Restore us. Renew us. Just like our forefathers before us. As in the day of old. Restore us, Lord. That's what the Lord is doing now. This is where you find the Spirit of the Lord, man. And the Most High is raising us up and he's restoring us. Just like in ancient times, man. We're going to get our homeland back. We're going to get Jerusalem back, man. We're going to get Palestine back, man. And guess what? We ain't going to march out there with weapons. We ain't going to march out there with tankers and all that. We ain't got nothing to war with them with apart from our God. Apart from the Most High God, man. Just like ancient Egypt, where the Lord plagued them until they were broken down into pieces. And then when the Pharaoh tried to go after our people, the Lord unloosed the wagons, the wheels of the wagon and smashed them up and then drowned the Egyptians, man. Our God did that. And he wants the glory. That's why our God is going to give us back Palestine. Our God is going to give us back Jerusalem, man. Going to kick out them people out of there and give us back our homeland. That's called the promised land. And it's not promised by man, because he can't trust in man. It was promised by the Most High God, the God of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. And if we put our trust in that our God, we'll get our homeland back, man. And these heathens know it's not theirs. They know. Understand that. Read on.
Another one, Khan. It's like you went to verse 21, right?
22, Brother Fisher.
Verse 22. But thou hast utterly rejected us. Thou art very rough against us.
Right. The Lord has had a time when he rejected us, man. Now go from there to Isaiah 42:22. Now the Lord rejected us for a time, right? This is all for a time, Israel. You understand? Blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians. This is all for everything's for a time with the Lord, man. There's a punishment. We've been in different captivities. You understand? We was under the Africans in Egypt for a time. We was under the Philistines in the land of Israel for a time. We was under the Syrian captivity for a time. We was under the Persians and the Medes captivity for a time. We was under the Babylonian captivity for a time, the Assyrian captivity for a time. Now we're under the Edomites captivity. I was under Roman captivity for a time. Now we're under the Edomites. This is an extension of the Romans. Now we're under the Edomites captivity in the Western Hemisphere today for a time. All right. That's what we need to understand. We're the people of this book. When we've been in captivity after captivity, this is the last captivity in the Western Hemisphere. After this, we're going to rule the entire planet Earth. All right. With the Most High in Christ and the angels. You understand? And the 12 tribes, 144,000 of our nation is going to rule this earth, man. And Christ is going to put all these nations under his feet. I understand that. But they ain't ever going to rule again. Read on.
Book of Isaiah chapter 42:22. But this is a people robbed and spoiled.
They robbed us and they spoiled us, man. We ain't got nothing to show for nothing, man. 400 years of all this hard labor, blood, sweat, and tears, etc. What have we got, man? Got a corner shop? We don't own the corner shop. We're playing overheads, man. What have we got, man? The local barber shop? We don't own the shop, man. We're paying overheads. What we got? A local food takeaway? We don't own it, man. We don't own it. Paying overheads to other nations, to heathens. Read that again.
But this is a people robbed and spoiled.
They robbed us and they spoiled us, man. We ain't got nothing left now. All we got is our trust in our God. That's it. Nothing else. We ain't got weapons. You can't go and fight them with weapons and all that stuff. All we got is the trust in our God now. And we need to get that trust, man. We need to get that hope in our God. And this is what we teach in ISUPK, man. The only thing we got now to get everything back, to gain back the kingdom of heaven, to rule this planet Earth, the only thing we got now is to trust in our God, man. And the hope in our God. That's all we got now, man. Read on.
They are all of them snared in holes.
And they locked us in prisons, man. We're in prison, in the jail cell, behind bars, in the mad institutions. That's where they stick our people, man. You understand? They want us in the mad houses so they can pump us up with their chemicals and, you know, finish us, man. Because they don't rehabilitate our nation. They don't rehabilitate us. You're supposed to be somewhere for a time, serve your punishment, and be rehabilitated. When you come out of jail, you're so institutionalized after what? I don't know what is 2 years, a year or two, and then you're institutionalized, meaning as soon as you come out, you just want to go back in. Because you're not used to living on the outside. Because outside you got bills and you got stress and you got this, and no one cares, no one's helping you. So you suffer, man. This place is about money, 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 money. So who's gonna help you when you ain't got none, man? And you ain't got nothing to offer. There are people robbed and spoiled, man. So we ain't got nothing to help ourselves, to buy ourselves, you know, some food, clothes, a house, right? To be back to normal, right? To rehabilitate us. We ain't got nothing. And no one of our people can even help us, man. Why? Because we're a people robbed and spoiled. The whole nation is robbed. They've robbed us and they've spoiled us, man. We ain't got nothing left. The only thing we've got is the faith of our God, and that's it. And the love that we need to have back for one another. That's all we got, man. And that's what we're showing you, man. Read on.
They are all of them snared in holes, and they are hid in prison houses.
They're hid, and the what?
And they are hid in prison houses.
They hide in the children of Israel. They hide in you, black man. They hide in us. Where they hiding us, man? Hiding us in the jail cells. David Cameron went to Jamaica and said, Portia Simpson Miller asked him what? Asked him, are you going to give us reparations? Cameron, which was what was the MP? What they call them, MPs? Which was the MP at the time. He said, we're not going to give you reparations. We don't want to talk about that. But let's talk about building more prisons. You understand? Because that's where they want black people. That's where they want us, man. In jail. Meanwhile, their children is living a good life and being rich on this earth. And they're living in their heaven. They're living in their heaven while we're living in hell. And he wants to build more jail cells to put us in more hell. We're in the belly of the beast. That's where we are in this Western Hemisphere. This is the belly of the beast. And the beast wants jail cells to stick us in. Get rid of us. Throw them behind bars. We don't need to see them Israelites, man. Them so-called Negroes. We don't need to see them, man. Them Hispanics, Native Indians. Throw them behind bars, man. That's what they say for us, man. They got the Northern Kingdom brothers, right? They got the Israelite brothers and from the Northern tribe in cages, man. In Mexico, man. Right? They got them in cages in Mexico, man. They say, what? Lock them in prison houses. Lock them away, man. Give them drugs. Flood their communities or whatever with drugs. Just pump them up, man. Let them sell it to each other. Let them hate each other. Let them stab up and slice up and cut up and gun down each other, man. Do that. Let's do that. It's a plot and a scheme to destroy our race and our nation, man. They know who we are, man. We're the Israelites, God's chosen people. Read on.
Another one, Khan. They are for a prey, and none delivereth.
They prey upon us, man, and no one delivers us out of their hands. Like they're the lions, we're the sheep, man. They're the foxes, and we're the sheep, man. They're the wolves, and we're the sheep, man. And we're for a prey. We amongst them. Whatever they do, that's what happens, man. Whatever they do to us, if their police come and shoot us down like dogs, we're dead. What becomes of it? Nothing. That policeman gets away with it, man. He gets a slap on the wrist, right? And he gets laid off work, but then he gets paid leave and all this. This is what they do. That's what happens, man. We're for a prey, and no one says restore us. No one say help us. No one say put them, you know, how can you treat a people this way, man? How can you treat those people this way? No, the Africans don't say that. The Africans that sold us to the white man in the first place, the Africans that sold us to these oppressors in the first place, they never came and says, hey, what are you doing to our people? Bring them back home, bring them back. They never said that. They never come and got us. Don't wait for us to bring the English pound to Africa, man. Don't wait for us to bring the American dollars to Africa. You want us then, right? Because you see us as commodities, man. In the ancient time, in the slavery days, you sold us for musket guns, cocoa wine, musket guns, wine, spices, and cocoa beans, and handkerchiefs. That's what they sold us for, man. Now they want our people to come back to Africa to bring the pound, the English pound, and the American dollars, man. They just see our people as commodities. How about you paying us reparation for selling us into the hands of the oppressors, man? Into the hands of the Caucasians. Why don't you pay us reparations for that? You need to pay reparations too, man. Africa needs to pay reparations to the so-called Negroes, man. How about that? Right. How about that, man? for selling us and have benefited off of us, man. Now you want to still benefit off us, talking about come back to Africa and bring the black pound, man. Bring the British pound and American dollars. Read on.
They are for a prey and none delivereth, for a spoil and none saith restore.
They spoiled us and no one says restore us. And they just continue to spoil us, continue to destroy us. No nation stands up for us in our time of destruction. None of them. We need to get this understanding, Blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians. We need to understand something. There's a plot and a scheme against us to wipe us off the face of the earth. You better recognize this, man. And you only find this truth out in the ISUPK on the commanding general, Yohana, man. Understand that. Read on.
Verse 23. Who among you will give ear to this? Who will hearken and hear for the time to come?
Hold on, that was it on that. That was Isaiah 42, right?
42 and 22.
All right. Read, jump to Jeremiah. Get Jeremiah chapter 29 and verse 1. And then we're going to jump from 1 to 4.
Book of Jeremiah chapter 29 and verse 1. Now these are the words of the letter that Jeremiah the prophet sent from Jerusalem unto the residue of the elders which were carried away captives.
All right, so Jeremiah sent this letter to the residue, right? The rest, those that remained, right? Or those that was left, shall I say? You understand? That was carried away captive. Read on.
And to the priests and to the prophets.
There's prophets amongst us and there's priests amongst us, man. And that's who you see in the ISUPK today. All right, read on.
And to all the people whom Nebuchadnezzar had carried away captive from Jerusalem to Babylon.
And who wrote this, Salakia? Jeremiah, right? Yeah. Jeremiah wrote this to the brothers that was carried away to Babylon, man. All right. Now that was in ancient time with Nebuchadnezzar, with Jeremiah under Nebuchadnezzar. This was when Daniel was in the lion's den, etc. Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego. Now we're in Babylon all over again. This place is called Mystery Babylon the Great. You understand? This place is called where we are in the Western Hemisphere today. We're back in Babylon again. Not that place physically, but this Babylon here today. Get me. Just hold that and just go to Psalms 137. And I think from 10. No, we can read the whole thing.
Psalms 137.
7 and 1. Yeah.
Book of Psalms chapter 137. By the rivers of Babylon, there we sat down. Yea, we wept when we remembered Zion.
We was weeping because we remembered Jerusalem. We was free. We had our own land. And we wept when we remembered home, man. Read on.
We hanged our harps upon the willows in the midst thereof. For they that carried us away captive required of us a song.
And we hung up our musical instruments because they wanted us to sing songs to entertain them and mock us at the same time. Read on.
And they that wasted us required of us mirth, saying, sing us one of those songs of Zion.
And they wasted us. They wasted our talent. They wasted our culture. They wasted our life because we're meant to be serving the Lord. And here we are serving heathens, man. They're wasting us, man. And we dying early, dying of sicknesses, dying of diseases. In the Western Hemisphere today, they want us to sing happy, clappy songs for them. All right? They're wasting us away. At least they go and pick you out. You know, they find a brother that's young and he looks talented. They snap him up. They give him a little contract, right? And give him a few little pennies out of the contract, right? They make cheddar off of that. But they give him a little, you know, some little peanuts, what he's happy with. And that's his life, man. He sings about how to destroy his people. And they're happy with that, man. They love that. You understand? That's what they love, man. Read on.
How shall we sing the Lord's song in a strange land?
And our people today are not singing the Lord's songs, man. They're just singing entertainment to entertain the oppressors. How? Because we can't sing the Lord's song in this place. The Lord's songs mean we triumph over the oppressor. The Lord's song mean we got victory over these wicked people. That's what the Lord's song is about, man. You understand? Read on.
If I forget thee, O Jerusalem, let my right hand forget her cunning.
Now we ain't supposed to forget our nation, man, and our people, and our culture, and our heritage, our language, our land, our God. Jerusalem, Palestine. We ain't supposed to forget. Blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians, Brotherhood. We ain't supposed to forget. Read on.
If I do not remember thee, let my tongue cleave to the roof of my mouth, if I prefer not Jerusalem over my chief joy.
All right, Jerusalem, our people should be the chiefest of joy. We're supposed to love our people more than anything else on the face of the earth. You understand? We're trying to love some heathens more than we love ourselves. That's twisted, man. That's confusion. That's manipulation of the mind. Someone's got our mind and turn it around, man. You understand? That's what someone did in slavery. Mentally, they programmed us, man, mentally and physically scarred to bow down to Christianity and white supremacy, man. Christianity, which is white supremacy, man. We physically and mentally scarred, and no one's healed our nation. No one's healed the mind of our people. None said restore, man. We just read it. None said restore. Wait for a prayer. No one said restore them people back to how they were. You understand? Dust them off, clean them up, give them some reparation money so they can build themselves back up. No one says restore them. But they just say, hey, pull yourselves up by your bootstraps. And at the same time, they're destroying us, man. Read on.
Remember, O Lord, the children of Edom in the day of Jerusalem, who said...
This is the bit that I want right here, man. Remember, O Lord, the children of Jerusalem. Children of who?
The children of Edom in the day of Jerusalem.
Remember remember these Edomites in the day of Jerusalem. Right? This is what happened, and we ran into Africa, man. Something happened here, and we ran into Africa. Read on.
Who said, raise it, even to the foundation thereof.
They said, destroy it, utterly destroy it, waste it, utterly waste it. Wipe them so-called ends out, wipe them out, utterly wipe them out. That's what they said, man. Read on.
O daughter of Babylon, who ought to be destroyed.
Who are the Edomites according to God? That's the word of the Lord. Who are the Edomites today?
O daughter of Babylon, who ought to be destroyed.
That's the Edomites. That's who the Edomites are. Because they've borne the wickedness of the ancient Babylonians. They've took on the culture and wickedness of all the ancient Babylonians used to be. The ancient Babylonians are the Ethiopians. The Lord hates the Ethiopians too. They're the ancient Babylonians. They're the heathens that the Bible speaks of. One of them. And the Lord hates these people here, the children of Edom, who ought to be destroyed according to the word of the Lord. Now, you cannot get this in your Christian church because these same people are ruling over you in the Christian church, and the Lord wants them destroyed. Some of them are reading you the Bible, and the Lord wants them destroyed. You're listening to the Edomites reading the Bible, and you watch how they read it. They're going to read one little snippet and skip the verse and talk about something else. They are the wicked that the Bible speaks of, who ought to be destroyed. The children of Edom. Read that again, that children of Edom bit. O daughter of Babylon,
who ought to be destroyed.
They ought to be destroyed according to God, man. The Lord has said it. Behold, the Lord has said it. You understand? And that's it from there. Jump back to where you was before, Baba Kushya.
Jeremiah 29, and you want me to jump to 4, right?
Come on, yeah.
Jeremiah 29, verse 4. Thus saith the Lord of hosts, the God of Israel.
The God of who?
The God of Israel.
That's the God of our forefathers. That's the God of blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians. We got our own God. We don't need no heathen idols, man. We don't need no paganism amongst us. Read on.
Unto all that are carried away captives, whom I have caused to be carried away from Jerusalem into Babylon.
To all that are carried away captive, to all that went into the sub-Saharan slave trade, Israelites, black Israelites, all right, to all that went through the triatlantic slave trade, Israelites, to the northern kingdom that Columbus came and conquered and took over their land and took their place on this earth and put them in reservations and put our brothers today in the borders in cages in Mexico. To all these people, read that again.
Unto all that are carried away captives.
We became captives. We became slaves to these oppressors. All right, those that sold us and those that bought us and traded us, etc. All of them are our enemies and they are our captors. And we became captives to them. Read on.
Whom I have caused to be carried away from Jerusalem unto
From
Babylon.
where? From where?
From Jerusalem unto
there you
Babylon.
go. From Jerusalem. We're not Africans. We were carried away from Jerusalem. We had to run from the Romans persecuting us in Jerusalem, in Palestine, in Israel. We had to run from there in 70 AD. Right? Because General Vespasian and his son Titus was slaughtering our people. And we had to run into Africa, hoping that the Hamites would have some form of compassion with us, running from these running from these oppressors, the Caucasians, running from them. We're hoping that the Africans in that land of Ham would have some compassion on us. They never had none. Later on, they rounded us up, they round up the tribe of Judah, and they round up the tribe of Benjamin, and they rounded up the tribe of Levi, and they sold us into the Western Hemisphere. Sold us to the Caucasians, man. Sold us to these oppressors. Sold us to the children of Edom. This is the Bible. You understand? That's who they sold us to. You understand? The tribe of Judah is the blacks in America today. So-called Negroes of America today. You're the tribe of Judah. You understand? You come from the lineage of Jacob's son, one of Jacob's son called Judah. Yahwadah in the Hebrew. You understand? You Benjamites, so-called Caribbeans, all right, Jamaicans, etc. We come from the tribe of Benjamin, man. Banyamyan in the Hebrew. That's who we are. All right, you tribe of Levi, you Haitians today in Haiti. You understand? You're the tribe of Levi, man. All right. What is it?
Lao Ya is Levi.
Lao Ya Khan. Ban Lao Ya. Right. That's you Levites in Haiti today. Understand that, man. All right. Read on.
Another one, Khan. Build ye houses and dwell in them.
So while we're in this captivity, that was an ancient captivity in that Babylon there. But we're in this Babylon we just read about in Psalms 37, O daughter of Babylon who ought to be destroyed. We're in this Babylon today, spiritually known as Babylon in this Western Hemisphere. The Lord wants us to do what?
Build ye houses.
Yeah, read on.
And dwell in them.
All right, we've got to live somewhere. So build houses and dwell in them, man. Read on.
And plant gardens and eat the fruit of them.
And do farming, eat the fruit of them. We was farming in the Caribbean. There's lots of farmers in the Caribbean, man. All right. And in the Americas, lots of farmers in this place, man. From blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians, Puerto Ricans. You understand? The northern tribes. All right. Read on.
Take ye wives and beget sons and daughters.
And we're supposed to take wives from amongst our own people. All right. Blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians. Take ye wives from amongst our own people and have sons and daughters, man. Read on.
Another one, Khan. And give your daughters, and take wives for your sons and give your daughters to husbands.
and take wives for our sons from amongst our own people. You understand? We're not supposed to go outside of our race. That is a sin found in the Holy Bible. If we go outside of our race, we're supposed to stick with our own race. And we're supposed to be strong in this place. That's what the Lord is saying. Build houses, be strong. Take wives from amongst your own people and give to your sons. And take, and read on.
And give your daughters to husbands, that they may
And give,
bear sons and daughters.
right, and give your daughters unto husbands of your own nation, that they may bear sons and daughters of your own nation. So the Lord wants us to multiply in this place. And just like we did in ancient Egypt, the Lord wants us to multiply in this Western Hemisphere. You understand? And have sons and daughters and stick with our own. That's what the Lord requires. Read on.
That ye may be increased there and not diminished.
But the Lord say what?
That ye may be increased there and not diminished.
The Lord don't want us to be diminished. See, these heathens have gentrified us and they're trying to diminish us. The Lord don't want us to be diminished. The Lord wants us to take of our own race and nation and build and be strong so we don't be diminished. Read on.
And seek the peace of the city whether I have caused you to be carried away captives.
Right. Don't marry into their nation, but deal with them like, be courteous with them, be nice with them. Seek the peace, meaning dwell peaceably. The Bible says, if it be possible, be peaceful with all men. Right? We're not going to harm someone and do, things for no reason. Defend yourself, of course, but we're not going to, harm nobody for no reason. We're going to keep these laws, statutes, and commandments. And the Lord said, don't do that. So therefore, we're not going to do that. But we're going to increase. We're going to build amongst ourselves and increase, man. That's what we're supposed to do. So someone has done something with our mindset. Someone have resetted our brain, the brains of our people in slavery days and given us that Christianity, man. That's Christian insanity, insane for us to love everybody else and everyone's destroying us. Don't even make no sense, man. Don't make no sense. Read on.
And pray unto the Lord for it. For in the peace thereof shall ye have peace.
Right. Pray to the Lord for that city too, man. That the Lord makes this place, continue to make this place peaceful. Because in the peace thereof, we're going to have peace. Right? So don't go around and throw your weight around and stuff like that. Just be peaceful. But do not go outside your race and nation. Build your people. Build with your people. Restore your people. Love your people. Gather and join with your people, man. What the Lord is saying. So you don't be diminished. Black man, look at yourself in the mirror, man. And look, that's the children you're supposed to have. They're supposed to look like you. Supposed to look like your mother and your father and your mother. That's how your children are supposed to look, man. You understand? They're supposed to go to know the race and nation. And they're supposed to have the spirit of your fathers and mothers too. So don't think you can just go to some Hamite, because they ain't got the same spirit what we got, man. All right, read on.
For thus saith the Lord of hosts, the God of Israel, let not your prophets and your diviners that be in the midst of you deceive you.
Yeah, watch out for those that deceive us. You understand? That's why we stick with the UPK. Only the UPK is the home of the truth. Why? Because the spirit of the Lord is in here. We ain't letting no heathens in. You understand? And we ain't letting no heathens in here, man. All right? Because it's not for them. It's only for blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians. And that's how you know the spirit of the Lord is. Because when you see these fake Israelites, they're trying to, love everybody and welcome everybody. That's not of the Lord. Strictly not of the Lord. If it was, we would say so. It's not of the Lord, so we don't say so. We keep it 100 with what the Most High says, man. All right? And you only find that spirit in the ISUPK under Commanding General Yohanan. Straight up. Read on.
Neither hearken to your dreams which ye cause to be dreamed.
Right. So, like Martin Luther King went to bed. He went to sleep, man. And before he went to sleep, he was thinking he had desires for some Edomite woman, man. He had desires to love their people and wanted their women. So he went to bed. And what do you do when you go to sleep, when you're thinking too much of something all day? Start to dream about it, man. And he dreamt that white people and Like, was it the little girls and little boys to sit around the table, man, holding hands, right? Why? Because he lost it after the oppressor's daughters, man, which is against the Lord, against the Holy Bible, man. That's what he did. And look what he did with our own. Look what he caused upon our nation for his lust for a heathen woman, man. All right, he destroyed all our own whole nation because of that, man. All right, our business went downhill. Everything we had went downhill, man. Read on.
For they prophesy falsely unto you in my name. I have not sent them, saith the Lord.
They use the name of the Lord. I have a dream. I have a dream. Reverend Luther King or whatever he was called. Or title they put upon him and all that. Right? Saying he had a dream. He had a dream, man. Right? And that's what's become of it, man. Nothing, man. Read on.
For thus saith the Lord, that after 70 years be accomplished at Babylon, I will visit you and perform my good work.
Talaki, where you up to?
Verse 10.
Okay, calm. Read on. Yeah. After 70 years.
That after 70 years be accomplished at Babylon, I will visit you and perform my good word toward you.
And the Lord's going to turn the captivity after 70 years in ancient Babylon. Now, this time, the Lord is doing it right now as we speak, since 1969. The Lord is having compassion on us and is turning our captivity right now as we speak, man. It's lucky. Since 1969, man. Under commanding General Yohana. That's what the Lord is doing right now. Read on.
In causing you to return to this place.
And what?
In causing you to return to this place.
Calling us to return to our homeland, man. We have our own land, black man. It's called the land of Jerusalem. It's called the land of Israel. It's called Palestine, man. And those people living in there today, that land does not belong to them. And when it's all said and done, they're gonna have to leave that land, man. All right. The warfare, what is it of our warfare? The weapon, the weapon, paraphrasing, the weapon of our warfare is not carnal. It's not about picking up arms, right? It's not none of that, man. But mighty in God. As I said before, we ain't got none of that. We ain't got no military might. We can't pay to destroy another nation to destroy that. We can't. It's not about that. It's about us coming back together and building our nation and growing and getting ready for the return of the Most High, getting our minds right. So when Yahushua returns, who the world ignorantly calls Jesus Christ, when he returns, we are found worthy, you understand, to inherit this blessing of rulership on this planet Earth, of rulership on this earth, you understand? That's going to be our blessing. And we're going to be on top of all the nations on the face of this earth. Read on.
For I know the thoughts that I think toward you, saith the Lord. Thoughts of peace and not of evil, to give you an expected end.
The Lord wants peace for us and not evil, man. The Lord wants his thoughts towards us is for peace and not evil. He doesn't want harm to come to us, but if we're disobedient, it's going to happen, man. If we're disobedient, then it's going to get jacked up by these heathens. Because the Lord's not playing. He's going to leave you to your own devices because you're not listening, and you're going to die. But if you listen to the Lord and you keep his laws, statutes, and commandments, you're going to live. You're going to live, you're going to grow. You're going to have children and they're going to be blessed. They're going to be strong in the spirit and they're going to be strong in the mind and they're going to be strong in general, man. And they're going to have children and you're going to see your grandchildren, your great-grandchildren. When you stop shooting each other down with guns and stop hating each other, you understand, backbiting each other. When we stop doing all those things, then we're going to flourish as a nation and grow, man. And we're going to overcome the trick of the other nations. They trying to deal wisely with us. We're going to overcome that, man, when we come back to the laws, statutes, and commandments, man, and our brotherhood with your brothers and sisters in the ISUPK, man. Read on.
Verse 12. Then shall ye call upon me, and ye shall go and pray unto me, and I will hearken unto you.
And the Lord will listen to our prayers then and only then. You can't, the Lord ain't listening to no Christians, man. That's played out. Played out. The Lord ain't listening to no one that foams at the mouth, man. The Lord ain't listening to no one that bangs a tambourine all day. And there's no progress in the black community. It's destruction and death. You walk out the church, crackhead on the corner, man. Or crackheads on the corner and drug dealers everywhere. You go home, same grandma going home, and a grandson or a son is a drug dealer, man. Or a crackhead, or whatever the case is, right? Or a whoremonger, and so on and so forth, man. Breaking the laws of the Most High God. Because all we with Christian churches for is just a place where you go just to, you know, shake off the week, man. Just like going to the club. You don't go to church, you go to the club. Some people want to act like they're close to God, so they go to the church. What's the difference, man? There is no difference, man. It's both whole houses, man. You understand? Read on.
And ye shall seek me and find me, when ye shall search for me with all your heart.
And when we return truly to the Lord and seek the Lord, we're going to find him, man. In the ISUPK, we found the Lord, man. We found the God of Abraham, the God of Isaac, and the God of Jacob, man. You understand? We found the God that the prophets speak about, man. That told the prophets what to write. All the prophecies except we found that God. And the God in the Christian church, we don't want that God, man. That's a heathen. That God is called Caesar Borgia, man. That guy is the second son of Pope Alexander VI of Rome. We ain't worshiping, bowing down to no heathen, man. To no oppressor. Read on. 14, yeah? Just 14, I mean.
Verse 14 now. And I will be found of you, saith the Lord, and I will turn away your captivity.
And the Lord is going to turn away our captivity, man. We're going to have peace. And the Lord's going to turn away harm from us. How? He's going to push these oppressors away from us, man. Meaning the mind for them to harm us, the Lord is going to get rid of that. Read on.
And I will gather you from all the nations and from all the places whither I have driven you, saith the Lord.
For God so loved the world. What?
And I will gather you from all the nations and from all the places whither I have driven you, saith the Lord.
God loves the Israelites. God loves blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians. That's the world in John 3:16 that God loves. And he's going to gather us from all the nations. He didn't say he's going to gather all nations in this precept. He's going to gather us from all the nations. That's what the Lord's going to do, man. Because the Lord don't want us around these people, man. They're destroying us. Their only aim is to destroy us, man. All of them trying to destroy us. And why are they only trying to destroy us and only us, man? Because they know that we're the children of Israel, the Lord's chosen people. That's why. And know that the Lord's going to bless us and give us the kingdom of heaven, which is rulership on this planet Earth. And they're going to be our servants. That's what they know. And they don't want us back on top to rule over them. They don't want God on top neither. They don't want Christ ruling over them neither. That's why they killed Christ. They put him to death. But if it was around today, they will still put him to death, man. And that's why when he returns, he's not coming like he came through a woman and a man. He's coming as a spirit this time. You understand? They can't kill us. You can't kill a spirit, man. That's how he's coming. They said, paraphrasing again, he won't meet thee as a man. When I come, he won't meet thee as a man. He's not going to meet the oppressors and these other heathens as a man. Meaning he's coming as a spirit. He's coming to wipe them out. Read on. Coming to wipe them out. And those of them that are left, few alive or whatever, they're going to be servants to the 12 lost tribes of the children of Israel. We found out who we are now. And they're going to be our servants. They got us serving them today. Look at it, man. Look around us, man. We're serving them today, man. You're giving them your money. You go into their shops. Everything is going to them. All your work, all your blood, sweat, and tears all week. You understand? And guess what? You have to go to their shops and their businesses to spend your good, hard-earned cash, man. Right back to them to take 10, 20% out of your money. Right? After you've served them for so long, man. All that, we shouldn't be paying no taxes, man. But because they're wicked and they refuse to let us go, it's what they do, man. They just oppress us more and more. Read on.
And I will bring you again into the place whence I caused you to be carried away captive.
That's the land of Israel. We're going back. We're going to be back in that land one day, man. All right? We're going to be back in that land one day. And it's not far-fetched because every nation, there've been kingdom that has risen up. They were powerful. They were mighty. And they never thought that one day they were going to be powder and dust. They never thought they were going to be conquered, man. And where are they now? Where is Egypt now, man? Egypt is sitting on rubble, man. And the people of Egypt is in the Sudan, man. All right? They ain't got no empires no more. Understand that. That's what happened to kingdoms, wicked kingdoms, man. They rise, they rule mightily and powerful for a while. Every nation want to go to that place because of whoever, all the riches and wealth. And then the Lord takes them down, man. They ain't ruling no more. And then everyone turns and goes wherever the next power structure is. That's what they do. And guess who the next power structure is? Black man, Hispanics, and Native Indians. It's you, man. It's us. We're gonna rule the next empire, man. You understand? With the Most High and Christ and the angels, we're gonna rule the next empire. And these other nations are gonna be dust, man. All right. And they're gonna be our servants to whatever's remaining of them. Read on. Or is that 14? Is that it done? Yeah.
Oh, that's 14.
14.
Come on, sir.
All right. Jeremiah 30 and 16.
Jeremiah 30. Book of Jeremiah, chapter 30 and verse 16. Therefore, all they that devour thee shall be devoured.
Read that again.
Therefore, all they that devour thee shall be devoured.
All of them, all the nations that devoured us and destroyed us and wasted us and used us up, they're going to be devoured one day, man.
Right.
Imagine, that's Bible prophecy, man. That's not happened yet. Oh, that's a white man's book. That man wrote that. Man wrote that book. That's prophecy and it's not happened yet, man. That's called Bible prophecy, man. All they that devoured thee, all these oppressors, all the other nations that devouring us up, they're going to be devoured. Thus says the Lord, man. Read on.
And all thine adversaries, every one of them.
And all what?
And all thine adversaries.
Adversary means enemies. All our enemies, all the people that hate blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians. All of our enemies. You understand? All of them people that have had us in slavery, they're our enemies according to God. Psalms 83. All our adversaries. Read on.
Every one of them.
Nah, some of them.
Every one of them.
John 3:16.
And all our adversaries, every one of them, shall go into captivity.
The what?
Shall go into captivity.
God loves everybody.
Shall go into captivity.
That's what the Bible says. That's the Holy Bible, man. This book is set apart. Does not belong to no heathen. They have it in their hands because we're in their hands. We're in slavery too. The book's in slavery. The Holy Bible's in slavery because our hands are tied and the heathens have got it. And they try to use it for their benefit. And it ain't for them. It ain't for them. It wasn't their book in the first place. Just like if you're arrested, they take your passport, they take your driving license, they take, and if whatever's yours, your personal belongings, they'll take it. This book, this Bible is our personal belongings. This is our blueprint on how we're supposed to love each other and govern around our nation. You understand? So we can multiply and be strong. And they just taking it in their possession now when we went into captivity. That's it. All right? All our adversary, every one of them, they're going to be destroyed, man. And they're going to go into captivity. Read on.
And they that spoil thee shall be a spoil.
They're going to get spoiled too for spoiling us. Read on.
And all that prey upon thee will I give for a prey.
And all of them that circle us and prey upon us, they give us religions and try and destroy us with that. They give us, kufi rugs and Christianity and the Bible, the new world translation of the Bible, all that crap that they try and shove down our throat, man. And their philosophy of it. The Lord's going to destroy. Read the last bit again.
And all that prey upon thee will I give for a prey.
And that's how they prey upon us. They sell us. They sell us the crappiest things, man. Bad food. You know what I'm saying? They sell us rip off things. They're always trying to rip us off, man. They prey upon us. The Lord's going to destroy them. But play that video, Baba Kusha. Before we close up.
Cool. You just want the video, right?
Okay. Just 1 second. Yeah, run it back from the top again. So basically, this brother's doing his job here, and these people have come. What are they trying to park the boat, right?
So they parked their boat there, but they weren't supposed to park it there because the space is needed to dock a ferry. So
right.
the brother was untying their boat because they needed to move their boat. And then they came up trying to argue with him, because he's moving their boat. And
right.
They got into a fight and started hitting the brother.
Right. So all these Edomites saw one brother by himself doing his job. All right. So in his job description, he's telling them you can't park here. All right. You can't park your boat here. You know what I'm saying? You got to move it. Now, just like they always do to us, when they see one of us, they always try and jump and attack us. These are like wolves. You understand? We're the sheep and these are the wolves, man. These are the hyenas, man. These are the foxes. They prey upon us. These are the eagles, man. And they prey upon us. When they see one brother anywhere on the, anywhere, they want to bully that brother, and so on and so forth. These are the oppressors, our praise, man. Are the praise that prey upon us, like it.
And not only was it the one brother by himself, this was an older brother. He was 65. Working to do security, trying to get the ferry docked. And these damn oppressors want to sucker punch him for one, and then other people want to jump in him.
Right. Just like when we used to go in their swimming pools, and if you're black, they'll come out the pool and then go and complain. They don't want you around, man. That's how they treat us. They've been treating us like that, man.
Right.
Now they're trying to bully this brother right here doing his job. So you know why? Because they don't even want to take authority from a brother to say, and the brother came peaceful. Just you can't leave your boat there. He's doing his job, man. It's in his job description. If he doesn't do it, he's going to be fired and he won't have a job. Do what he says so he can have a job, man. But because you're an oppressor and you're wicked and you're entitled, you understand, that's called white privilege right there, man. All right, but it didn't end well for you today with your white privilege, man. Read on. It's like play on. Look at that, man. You see, there's about 8 of them on him, man. 8 Edomites on this one black guy, man. And the Most High made this happen, man. Look at that. You understand? The brother's there now, going to help the brother, man. You understand? This is what black people need to be doing, man. All right? Stand up for our people. Stand up with our brothers, man. All right? Save them from the hand of your oppressors. You understand?
Get up there, young boy. Get up there, young buck. Get up there, young buck. What's up? Yeah. Woo! 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 They sad. Look at them.
They eat them out in one building.
Beat their ass.
You see how the thing turn around now?
Oh my God. Woo! That what you get. That what you get. That what you get. Oh, tie her ass up. Ooh. She whooping her ass. She finna put her in the wall. In the wall. Tie his ass up. Cause y'all were wrong. Do some. Boom. 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 Woo. He ran. He jumped in the wall. Yeah. Yeah. Get in their ass. Oh, look at the bras. The bras jumping their ass. Cause y'all were wrong for jumping on that black man like that, baby.
That's it.
Oh my God.
He going to jail. They better get him a felony.
Oh my God.
And then of course,
When it was one black person, man, and they all jumped him, everything was fine, man. You understand? But when we came together, man, see that's the power. That's what the Lord wants, man. The Lord wants blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians to come together. That's what the Lord wants, man. You understand? And that will keep them up. They won't touch us like that ever again, man. No nation will. You understand? Once we start to get right and be, supportive of each other, man. Show them that they can't just pick on one brother, they pick on all of us, man. That's what we need to show them. You understand? And you learn that in the ISUPK, man. That's what we teach. We've been teaching brotherhood, man. So it's clear that people are listening, man. People are hearing this truth, man. You understand? We've been teaching this in the ISUPK since 1969 under Commanding General Yohana, man. Understand that. That is brotherhood right there. That's brotherhood, man. Now, we don't condone, you understand, we don't condone, attacking people for no reason, etc. But we will defend ourselves, man. Understand that. We condone defending each other and defending ourselves from these oppressors, man. All right. Any more?
That's on the video.
Okay.
Yeah, it's just getting arrested now.
Yeah, so so this brother getting arrested, that's the one that blammed that woman out with the chairman. Now they're arresting that brother. You understand? Now, again, who started it, man? You see, this is what happens. Even if the heathen started, we get the worst of it, regardless. You understand? But nonetheless, man, you know, let this sink in. This is how we're meant to be amongst our brethren, man. You understand? We're not supposed to stand there and look at a heathen, you know, harming our people, man. We're not supposed to do. We're supposed to do what Moses did, man. We're not supposed to just look at it, man. I'm not saying to kill nobody, by the way. What I'm saying is we're supposed to defend our brothers, man. Stand up for them. There's other ways also. You don't have to, you know, say. It just depend. It depends on the situation, all right. But what I'm saying is stand up for the brethren, just like how these brothers did, man. That's what we're supposed to do. Simple as that. And with that, that's a class, man. Over to Officer Alba, man.
Cool. This is the ISUPK, started out of 1 West, 125th Street, Harlem, New York, on the command of a sister. When a new brother or sister comes into the school, they are off limits for 6 months. They are to be saluted only. They are here to shed themselves of the world. If they need transportation, the teacher will arrange it. After 6 months, if a brother or sister has an interest in a particular person, he or she must get permission from the head to speak to a brother or sister. There is another 6 months in which the brother and sister will court each other. After the 6-month period, the brother and sister will get permission from the head to marry. Tithes, which is a commandment. Numbers chapter 18, verse 21. Malachi chapter 3, verse 8 to 10 means tenth in the Hebrew. Ma'ashara, 10% of every penny of any increase the Lord gives you. Give to the treasury department or the teacher. There's also a priest fund, which is a free will offering for the priest. It's not mandatory. You can give whatsoever amount you would like. Upcoming holy convocations is the memorial. The next one is the memorial of the blowing of trumpets, which is
15th, I believe.
The 15th of September.
Yeah.
Which is the 15th of September. And then following that, we have the Feast of Tabernacles, which will be taking place in Edinburgh, Scotland, hosted by Commanding General Hannah. You'll find the information posted on ISUPK United Kingdom Facebook page. If you need any more information on that, contact the school. You should find all the contact information on the flyers and all on the promo videos we put out. All Acumen Aqua, remember to check the bulletin board in the hallway. And if anybody wants to be a troop in the school, start wearing all black. There's boots, shirts, pants, headbands, and scarf. And with that, I'm Madiam, which means to stand. We're going to give one courtesy salute to the teacher. So, you men of Israel, I'm Madiam Shabbat, Madiam, Barak, Yahweh Hashem Yahweh Shai Barak, Yad Yam Matah. Class dismissed.
All right, Israel. Yahweh Hashem Yahweh Shai Barak. A thumb to the brothers. Yahweh Shema Allah. Thumb Hashem Yahweh Shai to the sisters. Shalom.